Hey guys, Eric Hammond here with the Orange Stack. Thanks for joining us this week as we get into social marketing, really how to grow your business in social media ways. We are talking today about video and how to grow your business through YouTube. YouTube is a great platform. There's a lot of views on there, billions of views every week. Today we're going to talk about how to get email addresses from YouTube, how to really provide something free as kind of a hook and bring them back to a landing page so that you can get more business out of your YouTube channel. So this week as we dive into it, we're going to be really uncovering, so whether you're a business online or not, I mean, most businesses are online these days, you really have an opportunity to capture a large audience just from providing content about what it is that you do. I was meeting with somebody yesterday who has no social media presence online for their business. They've been in business for 38 years. An unbelievable company, but they're trying to get new attention, new views, and new people from another demographic. And what a better place than starting with video. If you can kind of think about being that educator for everything that you do in your business, it all starts on YouTube. So let's jump right into it. It all starts with getting the email address. Social media platforms change all the time. The algorithms change. How you communicate with your followers, I guess you could say, on these platforms change all the time. I remember when Facebook started monetizing all their ads on there, they basically changed so that only 6% of the people that follow you can now see your content. So what do? How do you get your message across? It's the always time-tested way is to get people's email addresses. So the best way to think about it is, what can I put out there in the world in video format that I can exchange some value for your email address? Because email is not going away. I mean, maybe in the future, but for now it's holding strong. People read their emails all day long. You get all sorts of stuff on there, so you got to stand out, number one. But we're not going to get into email marketing right now. We're just going to say, if you own that email address, you'll always be able to communicate with your clients, whether it's through newsletters or specific emails to that one client. Getting their email address is probably the best way to start of owning a business online. So how do you go about getting email addresses from YouTube? It all starts with getting seen, right? If you have an amazing video and nobody's watching it, you're not going to get anything out of it. So the point is to get video views. You need to get ranked higher on Google, because Google and YouTube are one. You need to have a higher reach. You need to have topics that people are actually wanting to learn more about. We're going to get into some of the topics and content that you can talk about later in this video, but really the point is to get video views and get people watching your content so that you can engage with them and say, look, I'm an expert in my field, I know what I'm talking about, and we should do business together. You're trying to gain their trust and you're trying to get those video views. So you need to be searchable. You need to have, again, a topic that's relevant, something like how to do this, or why you should do this, or top 5 reasons that this is going on. It's basically, if you think about how you search on Google and some of the ways that you type into your search bar, on Google, most people use Google, how you word that is really what you want to title your video, because that's, again, how you get that really SEO reach, or how you get that higher ranking on YouTube, is by having a searchable item. If I'm, for example, going to talk, let's just talk about social media. If I'm going to talk about social media and I'm talking about YouTube and I just put YouTube for business, I'm probably not going to get a lot of search. But if I title my video something like how to grow your business on YouTube, that's something that you're probably going to search for, and you're going to find me because I've actually used almost the exact same phrase that you would have typed into your Google search, and so I'm going to get found a lot easier that way. And that goes right along with answering questions that people are actually searching for in your demographic. So again, if I'm producing content around social media and how to use social media in your business, I want to title it around the things that I think people are searching for. If I, had a video on how to change your oil in your car, that's great, but I'm speaking to the wrong demographic. I need to focus it, obviously, around the demographic and who I'm trying to reach and what they might be searching for. So whether you're in real estate and it's how to sell my home, or how to get the most value out of my property when I go to sell it, or how do I change my oil, maybe I am a auto mechanic and I'm trying to get people to see what it is that I do, you got to be able to relate to the people that are searching for things in your demographics. Some of the things that you might want to create are how-to videos. How-to videos are huge. Really, that's what YouTube, I think, started as. How do I do this? How do I do that? Tutorials on things. There's billions of views every year on YouTube, and they all kind of stem around and helping the audience do something. I mean, there's obviously funny cat videos, and it's definitely a device to get people's kind of mind off their troubles and take them away from life for a moment. But in the reality, I think about 65% of videos searched for are on content. How to do this, how to do that. If I'm having problems with my camera, how do I search for it? How do I fix this? Or how do I change that? It's a lot easier than just trying to deal with it, right? So if you can kind of create that how-to video or that tutorial on how to help somebody's life be easier, maybe make more money, do something that's going to be interesting to them, that's what's going to be found online. And then the last one really is to do reviews. If you're going to review a product, you're providing your opinion obviously about something, but if you have a good audience, they're going to trust you. So going back to real estate for a second, let's talk about how to. So how do I sell my house for more money? Or how do I landscape in a drought? Or how do I install a pool? Or how do I get solar, right? Those are things that people are probably curious to learn more about. Maybe you have reviews. Maybe there's a new builder in town and it's hard to get an appointment to see these homes. Maybe you go take a tour of these homes and say, hey, these are some new homes that are available in my market, and this is what they have. This is the view that you get. These are the amenities that they offer. This is what the HOA is going to be like. You're reviewing something that's interesting. Kind of going back to solar for a sec. Maybe you talk to people who put solar on their roofs, who live in a certain neighborhood, and talk about the benefits that they've gotten, talk about their utility bills, right? Just things that people are interested in. What's going on in people's lives right now that are interesting to them and that they want to search and find out more information about. That's what you want to speak to them about. So there's really 3 primary areas that you want to focus your content around. The first of them being education content. You want to be able to educate your audience, obviously. We talked about how-tos and tutorials and things like that, but if you can kind of be an educator, that's what people are going to come to you for, is to learn how to do something or learn how to do something better or more effectively, things like that. So think about how you can educate and teach something. The next one is inspiration. Sometimes people just need uplifting moments and inspiration in their life. They need to be kind of buoyed up to the next level because they're going through something rough right now. As I record this video, it's December. We're preparing for January. I've got big things planned for January. We have massive goals for next year. I'm really excited about 2018. And right now I'm looking at things on how to have the best first part of the year and how to get me going and how to just jumpstart a business like from the beginning, right? So that's what I'm looking for, and that's probably what a lot of your viewers are looking for, is how to get through tough times and how to be motivated and inspired about things. And then the last one is community. So if your community feels like they're being listened to, meaning that your audience and the viewers that you have and their questions are being answered, they're going to come back more and more and more. I get a ton of questions. I teach a class probably 8 to 10 times a month, and I get a lot of questions, and that's where most of this content comes from, is the questions that I get. And I want to let my audience know that I listen to them and I'm trying to help them and provide value to them so that when they do have questions, they can come to me and I can give them something that's going to help them. So if your audience feels like they're being heard, they're going to come back more and more and more. The more you can engage with them and even call them out in your videos. If you wanted to bring them up and say, hey, John, I heard you had this question about this. Here's what I think you should do, and today we're going to interview this guy because you brought it up. That's going to make John feel amazing. So think about how you can help your community feel connected. All right, the next part of this is, what does my audience want to know about? You got to know how to speak to them. You got to know what they're looking for and what they're asking about. We talked about that just a second ago, is being able to listen to the questions that they're probably asking. But number one, it starts with looking at your analytics. If I post 10 videos and 2 of them have 10 times the amount of views as the other ones, I probably need to focus on those 2 topics more than the other ones because they're obviously being searched more. It also depends on where you are and what's going on in the community and life in general, but you've got to have stuff that your audience wants to listen to. So first off, you need to produce content to see what they even want to know about or see what's being reached. If you want to produce maybe a show on YouTube and you go look at the reviews and everything that's been produced only has a couple hundred views, it's probably not that important. But if you made a video or looked at another topic that had hundreds of thousands of views, you probably know that that's a much bigger searched item. So try at the beginning to see what the analytics say. What do people want to hear about? What do they want to learn about? And kind of base it around there. The next one is to, again, listen to your audience. Know what they're asking. You're going to be around people all day who have questions for you. You'd be surprised about the questions that you get, that you just roll off the tongue and give that information out freely. But if one person's asking about it, there's probably hundreds of other people that aren't asking you about it, and they probably want to know about it. So spend the time to number one, write these questions down so that you can be prepared for them. And when you go to create content like I'm doing, this is actually a question I had the other day, is how do I create content on YouTube that's going to help me drive my business? And so we're helping this client of ours get more business from YouTube, and that's what stemmed this video topic. So think about the questions that you're getting asked and make content about that. If you don't have a lot of people asking you questions directly right now, maybe go find other blogs or other content that's out online right now that you can see what people are asking. So if you go find a video let's just keep it on social media. If you had a video on social media and people were asking questions to that video producer about that piece of information, maybe you go create content around those questions. When I was reading the comments on a video about how to do business on YouTube, there was hundreds of questions about, can I post this? Can I upload this? How do I get people's information about that? So those, again, are more deep conversations and more topics for me to go through, because I know if people have questions about it, they're going to want to learn more. But bottom line, just do your research, kind of know what's popular. Again, if you're producing something around a specific niche of content and nobody's watching it, maybe jump over laterally a little bit over and see if you can create something around that topic that maybe is more interesting, or find a way to word it better so that you can get more views on that topic. All right, the next item I want to go over is video structure. That's a big thing. Our videos run a little bit long, but I have a lot of stuff to pack in there, and so maybe I'm the hypocrite on this one, but you want to keep your content pretty short. I would say keep your intro like 10 to 20 seconds long. You're trying to give them a quick teaser to get them interested and engage in the video so that they stay for the whole thing. You know, knowing your numbers and knowing how much of a drop off you have, knowing the percentage of video watched is important too, because if 25% of your video is only being watched, maybe you lost the crowd because you're going on too long, or maybe you're not talking about something that they want to hear about. So number one, have a short intro, 10 to 20 seconds long, go over like 2 or 3 bullet points just like we did in this video introduction, and show people what they're going to learn and what they're going to get out of spending the next 5 minutes with you. And that brings up the next point, is keep your content to like 3 to 5 minutes max. Pack it in there. If you've got a lot more content to go over than 5 minutes, maybe you want to talk for 20, maybe break it up into different segments and have it become a series of video about something special. So keep it short, keep the content pretty tight, and then have the outro. So the outro, the ending of the video, needs to be a call to action, right? So when I'm done with my video and I'm wrapping it up, rather than just saying, all right, see you later, hey, how about if you want to know more information about this, go visit our website or go check this out. So I'm going to do that right here. If you click on the link below here or go visit our blog page, there is dozens of videos on there about how to use social media in your business and how to get more business from social media. So that's my call to action. I'm going to bring it up at the end of this video again, but go visit our website. See what other kind of video is out there to help you grow your business through social media tactics like the one that we're doing here today. So that's it. Have a quick intro, have some 3 to 5 minutes of really good content, and then wrap it up with a call to action at the end. And the other thing too is have bullet points. You know, I've heard people using teleprompters. I've had people try to memorize the whole thing and do a one-take shot. It's too hard to do it. Just have a list. Look, I got my notes right here. Sometimes you have to just bullet point it out and know kind of something that you're going to follow along. Keep it relevant, keep it interesting, and just go through it so that your audience is engaged the whole time and wanting to keep going on to the next tip. So our next tip really is to offer something of value at the end, right? So they watch the whole thing, you tell them to go to this landing page, which is going to capture their information. You're trying to get their email address. What are you going to give them so that you get that email addresses? This is something that you probably need to offer for free. So whether it's an ebook or a guide or a manual or a infographic or something, they're going to download something and you're going to get their email address in return. This is kind of like the bait that you're putting out there to get in contact with people. And by doing this, you're basically promising that I'm going to give you something of value, and by you giving me your email address, I'm going to keep giving you more value as time goes on. So find something that's in your repertoire that you can give out, and if you don't have something, find a way to create it. You know, again, we have dozens of these videos that we've created. That's something that we're sharing with you. So if you're interested in learning more about what we offer, go check out our videos. Maybe you record 5 or 6 videos and you offer people access to this by getting their email address so that they can learn more about who you are and what it is that you do. All right, the last part, how do you drive traffic to check out your YouTube channel? You know, just because I put out video doesn't mean the whole world's going to see it. If I have some amazing piece of content, doesn't mean I'm going to get millions of views. You have to do a little bit of effort. You got to drive traffic to it, and that's where the other social media platforms that you use come into play. So number one is send out a newsletter to everybody that follows you, right? So you have all these emails, and every time you create another video, just like we do with this one, we send out this video in our newsletter every single Thursday morning so that you can learn and follow along and engage with all the things that we're providing. So build up your newsletter, put the video in it, use YouTube and embed the video in the newsletter so that they see the newsletter, come in their email, but they're getting followed by on YouTube, and that you can track those analytics on there. And that's a great place to host the video too. So it shows up, it's pretty. Use a program like MailChimp or Constant Contact or Aweber or something like that. We got a video on that too if you want to learn about email marketing. But basically distribute your video out to everybody. Those first 24 hours after you upload the video are the most important, because if YouTube sees that you're getting a lot of traction within those first 24 hours, it's going to show that content to more people. And then you're going to get organic followers that way. So that's what you're looking for. The next one is to create a teaser video. So what we do too before we record this video is I create a 20-30 second little clip that I'm going to post on Facebook and Instagram. It's basically just like a brief commercial that's saying, hey, I just recorded this awesome video on YouTube. Click here to go check it out, and then have the link in your Facebook or Instagram message that says, hey, come check out my video on YouTube. So you're taking them from Facebook and bringing them to YouTube so that they can watch the full piece there. You don't want to have a 5 or 10 minute video on Facebook. You want to keep it on YouTube, but drive that traffic from Facebook there. The next one is to create a tweet. So now when you upload the video, YouTube gives you a short little link that you can share. Go share that on Twitter. I would share that probably, depending on the followers that you have and how often you're on Twitter, probably once a day for the first week, because Twitter's busy. You get lost in the mix depending on how many people they follow. You know, they may get a lot of tweets. So if you just put that thing in there and say, hey, check out my new video on this, go check out the video here. Share that every day for the first week, and then maybe twice a week as the next month goes on. But again, you're just trying to push traffic to it from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. Even Snapchat. Snapchat's a pretty young demographic, but if your audience is on Snapchat, tell a story on Snapchat about it. You know, hold up the phone, do a record, have a hashtag of your brand, have a link so that they can swipe up and go check out the YouTube link directly from there. But, you know, capture all these views from all your other audiences and drive them back to that YouTube channel, which is ultimately going to bring them to your landing page, which is where you're going to get your email address. So that's how you tie in all your social platforms. This video is kind of long. There's a lot of great details in here. I definitely encourage you to go back and watch it again. I know you're going to get some good advice from it. So thanks for following along. Each week we cover social media tactics and how to help you increase your business on social media and how to get more business out of the followers that you have. So if you haven't done so already, check out the link below. Go check out our blog, some of the other great videos that we've done. We have a lot of how-to and tutorial videos on how to use social media to grow your business. Thanks for following along each week. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season, and I'll catch you next time.